welcome to a Minecraft world tour. This world is a world that I played on with the friends that I play on my current world with, but this was before I started YouTube. So I thought it'd be fun to show off this old world that never made any appearance on YouTube or on the internet, just to show it off. And I'll go through all of the builds, starting with this whole spawn area, and then we'll check out everyone's bases and stuff. Starting off with one of the most time-consuming projects in the world, these map arts. So me and Samwise built these two map arts, and here's the one that he made. It's Avatar, and although these are small, they took a incredibly long, tedious time to make. And here's this one. This is kind of a face reveal, but don't read into it too much. This is one that I made, and yeah, super happy with how they turned out, but man, those took a long time. And this is the spawn point of the world here, this little gazebo we made. So I think I'll fly over near to this tower here. This is where our main nether portal is, and I'll kind of show all the builds going in a, I guess, circumference around that way, and then we will see how orderly we can go through this world. So actually, let me go down this main street here, and we'll work our way over to the tower there. But this area of spawn is kind of the shopping area. So all of these buildings leading along this pathway are different stores that people had made. This here, bookstore. Oops, I broke it. I didn't. I meant to open it. This is a bookstore where someone was selling enchanted books. Guess they were sold out of that chest. Yeah, there you go. Really cool. Really nice build. This was one of the more popular builds, or one of the more popular shops, Wormwood's Goods. He sold a variety of rare blocks in here. It was great. I should say I haven't looked at this world in a long time also, so this is kind of going down memory lane for me as I'm exploring this world. A little mushroom store. This was a little joke shop that I had made. Magic supplies. Basically, you'd come in and place diamonds in the chest for a magic trick, and it would just suck up your diamond and put it in a hopper down there. Yeah, just thought it would be funny. I think I built this on April Fool's, but yeah. I should show back here too. If you have seen the world that I normally play on this channel, I have a mini game called The Pit where you go down, drop down into the pit, and you complete different parkour challenges. This was the original pit here, so it's the same type of thing. You find trophies down there in each of the levels, but yeah, this is what it originally looked like. You jump down, and then I only had 3 levels in this one, just to show you, give you an idea. It's just little parkour challenges like that. And yeah, if you make it out alive, then you win, type of a thing. One of my favorite projects I've ever worked on, and who knows, maybe it'll continue to be a trend in all the future worlds that I play on. Over here, though, across this pink bridge, this here is a redstone store. This is a cool little space rover. And you would basically give an order for what type of redstone project you wanted to get done, and they would come complete it. We got a potion store. Very nice. And this is the main shopping area. This is a little music disc store. And this was Walmart here, this big building. And this was basically a superstore where lots of items were sold by Samwise. And these buildings look really amazing. I think these ones were more for show, but if I remember correctly, my wife had this antique shop that was just selling random items, one-of-a-kind items for ridiculous prices, kind of just as a joke. But I think some people bought a couple of them, so it was pretty funny. But great build. Let's get out of here. Little telephone booth. I really like how this spawn turned out. Granted, we weren't necessarily as organized in our world building on this world. let's continue down this main path we were going along. So over here, I guess this is where we're starting to merge into our first of people's bases. But this was the Missing Link's base. He does play on our current world, although not very often. But he built this awesome house. Looks incredible. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen this world. I think this is a mostly original build, but it might be an edited build from one of these natural spawning village houses that we kind of built around. And this is actually part of a really cool thing. This is a quest that Samwise made. We were really into making quests in this world where you would find a build like this and you'd read a little piece of the story and then it would send you on a journey elsewhere. And I'll show off where that quest leads when we get around to that part of the world. But here we had a banner contest to decide which banner would be like the server's logo. I don't remember which banner won, and I don't even think we ended up using it. I think it was down between those two at the end. I don't think we actually ended up even using it anywhere else in the world, but this was a fun server community thing. Speaking of community activities, this was a group quest, like group scavenger hunt, and trapped inside here, I don't even remember what exactly the premise was, but Voldemort is a bad dude and needs to be blown up. Find all the Horcruxes. Oh yeah, Voldemort, some build of Voldemort was inside of here, and there was different Horcruxes hid around the world, and whoever found them all first would win the prize of whatever was inside there. It was fun. This is a group project that me and my wife built together. This was really super fun to build. It was going to be a mob museum where we were going to try to collect one of every mob. Unfortunately, after all the work we spent building this build, there was a really bad bug in the game at the time where mobs would just disappear. Sooner or later, they would all disappear. We had a lot of more mobs in here. I don't even remember what exactly we had, but there was creepers, slimes, some more difficult mobs to collect as well. I think there was wolves in this one here. Pandas were in here. I think we had 3 pandas originally, but yeah, slowly over time, the mobs just all would disappear. I think I even had a brown mushroom over here. So yeah, it was sad, but this project unfortunately got abandoned for that reason. Luckily, nowadays, I think that bug is pretty much long since gone, so it's safe to make one of these projects again in the future. But yeah, that was a really fun build. And over here, this was my base. If you'll notice in this world, most of us at least, built our main bases all right around to spawn here. It was much smaller scale, and when we were playing in this world, this was when realms only were able to have a maximum render distance of 8 chunks. So from this spawn tower, you couldn't even see these bases, for example. I think you could probably hardly see my base. I'm quite sure you couldn't see that tower over there or anything. So the world felt a lot bigger within a smaller area, I will say. Oh yeah, by the way, before I go over to my base, this was just a tunnel that led up to that spawn tower, and this just leads to the other side of that mountain. Also, really quick, this was a casino that Samwise made that was really fun. And in here there is several, it never got completely filled out, but it looks amazing, and there were several little gambling stations where you could basically place either diamonds or iron in, and it'll randomly dispense you either a prize or you'd waste your money. But it was really fun. Some gambling stations here. And anyways, back up to where my base was over here. Yeah, I don't really know what I was going for in terms of style. It's kind of just random. I think all of the builds I did in this world were pretty random. There's not really a theme to them. But yeah, there's my picture again. By the way, we spent so much time on these paintings that we decided to spam them all over the world. So there's areas where there's these paintings we made all over the place just because we wanted to throw it in people's faces that we wanted to make sure our hard work got was worth it type of thing. Yeah, I think I was going for some sort of modern little house here. There's Sam's painting again. Pretty neat. Little rug. I believe I had a villager trading station down here, if I remember right. Yeah, that was fun. And down here, this was one of my favorite storage rooms of all time that I've ever made. Got a pillager down there. It looks a little different right now than I remember it looking. I think it was darker before. Um, I don't know, or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. But yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite of all time storage rooms here. And back up here, we were just up there before. This is the back of my house, but this was just a little covered area where my sugarcane farm was, like, and netherwort farm as well. And up here, this was just a big courtyard. Really, there was no point in this area. I don't really know what I was going for with this. But eventually, I left this base behind and I started living on an island out in the middle of nowhere, which I'm sure I'll get to later in the tour. But we had a little event that Sam made all these armor stands. It was really fun. Where he pretended like he was auctioning off all of my stuff, like my furniture, and I built this moving truck, so it was really fun. By the way, building this wall here out of these nether flowers took a stupidly long time to grind out to build all of these. For the longest time, I had a little makeshift farm right here of these chorus plants growing just to get these flowers, but and it's double-sided as well. But this took me a long time. I probably will never build with this block again, but I thought it was fun to build with it that one time. This was kind of the second phase to my base, these two towers here. These stairs just lead to the top floor of that building, but if I go underneath here, it just sends to... Oh, I think this was a really glitched horse that was really fast. Yeah, you could get horses that could go faster than normal in Bedrock Edition with a bug where you could breed horses that were under the influence of a speed potion, and the baby horse, his speed stat would be determined based off of the parent stats while they had the speed potion. So you could basically keep breeding horses and keep using potions on them while you breed them, and throughout each generation you'd just get a progressively faster horse. So this one's not even crazy like some of them can get, but yeah, you could get some crazy horses. This was, I don't know why I have an obsession with making parkours. I'm not going to attempt the whole thing right now. This one's pretty dang long, but this was a big parkour challenge that I made. I think I put like a diamond at the top of this whole thing for whoever could complete it. Spoiler alert, no one on the server ever completed it, but was there anything up here? I thought I had put a prize. Apparently there's no prize, but yeah, this was a fun project that I made. I was going to put these end crystals, I'm now remembering, all around these four corners, but I never ended up finishing that. Yeah, I think that's it for this building. I don't know where this tunnel leads to. Nowhere, I guess, just a mesa biome. But this was the other part of my base. Basically just a giant tower, all for the purpose of where I kept my enchanting table. I believe up here was a little part of a... Yeah, this was a part of a quest that I was talking about earlier. I don't even remember the story. It was mostly just a joke, but basically you were catching someone that stole all of the cakes. And then over here, I was going to start some sort of something right here, as you can see. Not sure what this was going to be, just a hole in the ground, but that didn't really go anywhere. We'll go to the nether later once I show off the rest of spawn here, but over here we had a really awesome build. This was a community government building, and this was made by Jonah, and he hasn't played on the world in a little while, but whenever he gets active, he always goes crazy with some of these awesome builds. But yeah, over here, this was like the kind of work in progress big map room, kind of like a war council looking room is the vibe I got. I think these were going to be some office buildings. And over here, this was the courtroom where they had all of these, the officials of our world. And this was really fun because I made, and I planned to make a quest for each of these five people. But yeah, I made a quest all centering around this guy here. So anyways, that was really fun. Oh, and I believe really quick, this guy here in the audience was the start of another quest that ended with that the cake in the top of that tower. I don't know if it would be worth it to go through all of the quests actually, but I definitely want to show all the builds from them. This was a little game that Samwise made where you would basically just casually, passively, as you're playing the world, throw a trident at someone, and whoever held the trident, I don't actually remember how it went, but something where you had to hit people with a trident, and if you hit someone with a trident, you got diamonds. I don't really know. Something about tag with a trident. It was fun. It's a long time ago. It's hard to remember. Yeah, let's make our way around this side of spawn. Never mind. I just remembered I need to show over here. This is Jonah's main base, and this is, or maybe it's not his main base. I think he has another build somewhere, but the same guy that made this government building. Yeah, this is an awesome farm area. He has awesome custom tree, and then he's got this barn here. And I believe he was selling horses, which was really fun. I think I bought one. Also, I should have said this earlier in the video as I hover over this area here. But I'm sick right now, so if that's why my voice sounds weird and a little bit nasally, that is why. I believe this was a different person that plays on the world, Ozzy Weaves, who also made this giant chessboard here, which is really simple, just chess pieces made with these banners, but we played it a couple times. It was really fun. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of spawn over here. This is a really, really cool build here. Oh, I forgot to say, for some idea, I thought it was a good idea to make a creeper farm right above spawn here. Yes, it makes the whole spawn depreciate in value. It looks horrible, is what I'm saying. I don't know. I should not have built it right where everyone's builds are, but I did. I don't know why I made this glass ring around it either, but the time is past. No questions asked. Who knows what I was thinking at that time, but one thing's for sure, it definitely got me some gunpowder, so it was useful. Yeah, but this base here, super awesome. Space station, which totally fits the theme of this mesa biome. It makes it look like Mars or something. But this was made by Fuzzball, who is kind of like Jonah, where he will occasionally play on our worlds, and but when he does, he'll make awesome builds. So I can't remember how you get inside of this thing, but I think most of the impressive part of the build is from the outside here. You can see into his storage room there. Let's see what's in this little hangar area here. Some special items. A lot of these items that we have on item frames are kind of just from different little fun games or activities that we would like to do, which is really fun. Very cool, very cool. I think in here he was going to make a rocket hangar. Over here we have, I believe this was Chernal Alpha's castle. Another member who doesn't play too often, but he made this awesome castle. I would love to see him play more on our future worlds. And this here is Samwise's base. This whole Asian area here. I guess before I say that, I should show this build here. This was a clock tower that me and Samwise made together, and yeah, we just thought that the idea of having the clock tower that has the sun and moon phase on a picture like that, kind of like the in-game Minecraft clock, it just seemed like a really fun idea. But yeah, there's nothing actually inside of it other than just little pathways going through it. But it was a really fun build, group project to make. Little Halloween decoration there. But yeah, this build here is Samwise's base here. Super awesome. I believe he was playing a lot of what is that game called? Ghost of Tsushima, which clearly has inspired his Japanese themed base here. But yeah, he's got this cool Japanese town at the bottom here. I love how he used these trapdoors for the walls. It totally makes it look like those Japanese paper walls. I'm not sure. I'll peek in. Oh yeah, there is stuff in here. There's the doorway. There we go. Yeah, so some of these are fully decorated. This looks actually amazing. I love the way this looks. But yeah, let's walk through it here. I think the town just goes over here. This was when he was first experimenting with these custom trees, which for first time trying a lot of these trees, they're still really good. Better than I think I could do. This, of course, was before we actually had pink leaves in the game, so that's why pink glass and terracotta are being used a lot. But yeah, these flower fields here. And yeah, let's go up to the main area of his base. He's got these really cool, I don't even know what these are called, shrine, castle, towers. And these are where his, storage room and all that type of stuff was. But yeah, they look amazing. I love showing them off. I remember always just being in awe with each of these that he built of how good they look. Definitely one of the highlights of this world. And over on this side, there is another really cool custom tree. These two samurai statues, which are pretty amazing. And then this big one here, I believe he had a lot of, he was kind of self-proclaimed richest guy on the server with his earnings from his Malwart store there. But yeah, these are his little trophies and items that he collected from our activities and stuff as well. But yeah, pretty awesome. And over here is where he started making a big Coliseum, and there was a mini game, like a PvP mini game that he was making in here. Unfortunately, the actual PvP mini game never quite got finished, as far as I know. But he was gonna have mobs come out from these corners that you would fight. And up here is Spleef. He used TNT so that you could break it instantly in survival mode. And basically you just have to run around and try to break blocks to get the other person to fall. And yeah, when you were done, you'd just pick it up and you'd go replace them. But that was a really fun mini game. And under here, this is a really special build hidden away here. So on our current main series on this channel, there is a big castle at the spawn, and it is called Castle Run. It's a mini game. This was the original Castle Run. So it's called Dungeon Run. It's basically the same thing as that game, although this one is much simpler. But a lot of good memories and a lot of good inspiration. Basically, this game walked so that Castle Run could run. But yeah, you'd put your stuff in this chest, and then I think it's been long enough. I'm just going to break this. I'll replace it. But yeah, you can see the same type of dungeon keeper here. We got the castle keeper in the one on our other world. And basically each of these little areas was a little level where you had to go collect an artifact from. And then once you collected them all, you would win. But it was really fun. You basically had to go in here and basically explore the area and collect the artifact without dying to the uh, dungeon residents. So really fun, really scary mini game, and really impressive to build in survival. So that was super awesome. Okay, and the last base to check out before we head on to a different part of the world. This is Wormwood's base. If you could tell, his shop that we checked out earlier is kind of a mini version of his giant pyramid here. Um, I don't actually remember what is even inside of this, but clearly he was rich as well. Wow, he might have been more rich than Samwise. But yeah, that's awesome. Wormwood is always one of the members on the world that does the most amount of grinding and making redstone farms and stuff like that. But yeah, really cool pyramid. And I think back behind the pyramid is where a lot of his farms were. Yeah, tree farm, cactus farm. This was actually not his build. I think the fences around here has a little like a preservation area. Yeah, this was my wife's first starter house. So it was really fun. It's funny when you start a Minecraft world and you build what you think is far away, and then once you start building out the area, you realize you weren't so far away after all. That's kind of the story of that starter home there, but good memories. And this here is, I guess, is farmland. I've never really checked this out. I don't remember, but these are awesome. What is this farm? I'm gonna guess this is a moss farm based on the moss. Although there's moss everywhere here, but this one looks particularly mossy. I love the details on it. The builds are really awesome. Honey farm. What is in this one? Super smelter. I have no idea, but it probably was a useful farm of some kind. And this looks like an iron farm. Oh, yep, it's still working. So, wow, that's awesome. So, okay, the next thing that I want to show off in this world is actually just off in the distance this way, past Samwise's base here. But there is a really cool medieval village built out here, and it was actually part of one of those quests that I was talking about earlier. Oh, there it is, not too far off, actually. This is one of the later builds built in the world before we ended the world, but I remember finding this for the first time. He kind of kept this whole build a secret for a while, and it just looks so amazing. I think it is a very impressive build. I don't know if you can get in from this area very easily. Oh, I see. Um, but yeah, really awesome custom village here. We got a burnt down house over there. These towers, very reminiscent of the spawn tower. Just really cool flower fields. Not much to say, but it looks amazing. And I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so I think with that said, I think the next place we should go is to the Nether and explore whatever is in there. And I'm approaching the spawn tower here, and I'm realizing, yeah, we really wanted people to see these map arts we made because we put them everywhere here. But anyways, let's go into the Nether and check out our old Nether hub. There it is. Yeah, just pretty plain, but pretty nice Nether hub here. For some reason, we have a random Ravager that we captured here. Okay, now I gotta figure out where we are going to start. One thing I remember, just off the side here, this was a base that I made. I was trying to make a Nether base for a while here, and I made a whole farm of hoglins for a food source. I had a super smelter down in this way here. And that's pretty much it. I think that's all I actually ended up building out here. But until I eventually gave up because of the difficulty of living in the Nether. But still a really fun project. I would like to revisit this idea sometime and try again at building in the Nether. But anyways, I think we will start off by going down this tunnel here. And this is also part of a quest. I can't actually remember if there was any builds down here. Maybe I shouldn't show this off. I think it was cool though. I might have to do some cutting to to when I get to wherever this leads, unless it is right over here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh yeah, this was part of a quest. Wow, this is bringing back so many memories, but I don't remember the full picture here. I'm just remembering like moments of this. But yeah, there was a story. There was a story with this place where you came down here, and I think this was a game where you had to figure out which hole you had to land in. Um, they all would kill you except for one of them. You were able to actually go to progress the story. Um, yeah, really fun stuff. I'm gonna head back to the Nether Hub though. I don't really remember exactly how that quest worked, but good times. Okay, but I do know. Well, here we're outside of the hub here. This tunnel here, I'll save us the time from going back in there and down the tunnel. But this was a group project that we made. I'm gonna break in. I know it's a sin. Uh, and this was a big giant ice boat racetrack that we made, and super fun. This was one of my favorite projects that we ever made. We played on it quite a few times, and it was supposed to be a play on the Mario Kart track called Moo Moo Meadows, but this was going to be Mushroom Meadows, and that's because it's made on a mushroom island here. When I made the sign, funny enough, I forgot that I was going to make it into a pun, and I accidentally just called it Moo Moo Meadows, which is the actual name from Mario Kart, and I never changed it, probably because I was just lazy, but it's supposed to be Mushroom Meadows. But yeah, you would basically all start here, either in one of these starting spots here, or up here. There was a second layer, so up to six people could start at the same time, and you would just start and drop down. And I'll just kind of run you through the track here. A lot of it doesn't work anymore. The way that water elevators work, I think a lot of these places will or break your boat now, but at the time it all worked pretty well. You'd go up here, down this area here. If you don't take the turn carefully, you'd get slowed down on these areas, so it could you know, benefit you to take your time rather than just going super fast. You need to come around here, down into the tunnel. And then these little areas here would actually launch your boat forward. So I don't know if it will still work. I kind of want to try it here. But yeah, before this would give you a huge boost out into the ocean. Um, let's try it just for fun. Let me back up all the way to the end so I can get the full effect. Alright, let's see if this works still. Okay, you don't actually get the upwards boost so much anymore, but yeah, it boosted you out into the ocean here, and then you would go through these rings. I don't even know if these jumps will work anymore, but... Oh, it works. Okay, you get some speed boosts on the ice if you go over these jumps. This is a really fun project to make. Anyways, I'll fly through the rest, but there's rings here. This was a shortcut that would sometimes open and sometimes close. Uh, this is where alternate paths were made. You could either go under this tunnel here, or you could try to go up this little elevator and climb up here, and that would bring you to this area where you could go across these ice mushrooms. If you did it perfectly, you could get onto the top layer. If you fell down, though, you would have to go up this slower elevator here. Man, this was a big track. You go around here. Oh yeah, we had a whole underground section. Wow, this was a really fun project. This was all dug out, by the way. I don't think this was a natural spawning cave. It's not fully decorated, as you can tell, but a fun project nonetheless. And it looks like we would go up here. I think we're getting close to the end here. Go down this straight shot path. If you hit this just right, you could land on this ice path, which would allow you to skip over this barrier. Otherwise, you would have to go swim around that way in your boat. But if you made it onto here, you could skip it and get a final shortcut there. Onto here, if you hit the pressure plate, it would lift you up and you could swim over. And then, yeah, this was either the finish line, or if you were doing multiple laps, you would, same thing, you would start lap 2 there. But yeah, that was a really fun project that we made. There's the full map. All right, let's go back to the Nether Hub and see what we can look at next. Okay, I just went all the way down this tunnel to see what it was because I couldn't remember, and it's about a 5-minute tunnel fly through. It just leads to a Nether Fortress, so I won't bother going down there. This leads to a base that we already checked out at spawn. A lot of these portals are to close bases that we've already seen that just lead to somewhere right near the spawn area there. But let's see what this says. I know this one is unfortunately basically nothing. Oh yes, this is where we want to go. Me and my wife's island. And I think Samwise built out here too. But yeah, basically at some point we got bored of the city life and we ended up building starting over. I think we even didn't take any resources with us, and we started building a new base out on an island. So me and my wife have builds out here, and I think Samwise has some builds out here. It was a really fun, like, mini vacation type of a thing, until we eventually moved back to the mainland. But this will be really fun to show off. And man, I just gotta say, we did not have very efficient nether tunnels in this world. We had, I think all the tunnels I've gone down so far are a mixture of ice boat paths and going up and down through staircases. There was one tunnel that went over the top of like a little lava pocket and then back down to an ice path. Yeah, pretty funny. But let's check out this island base. I have an image in my head of what I remember it looking like, but I really don't remember the full extent of it, so this will be fun to see. There we go. Ah yes, here it is. I remember being really proud of this area, with trying to be really detailed with the stuff. Here's the map here. I called it Isle Isle. You break it, you buy it. That's the town motto, apparently. Yeah, but we used some coral blocks in the stone here. Very fancy. This was my little home that I made. Really nothing special. I think this was all the storage I had, was just these chests here. Little workstation, little fishing dock. I used to have boats that would stay in this little docked area here, and then you could swim out to the ocean under that bridge or whatnot. This here was an iron farm I made. Unfortunately, I didn't make it very well, and the iron golems kept spawning out on this side path. The only way I remember figuring out how to get it to work properly was to break a hole in the side of my lighthouse and add a little extension platform, but I think it still looks somewhat intentional enough that, I mean, you can definitely tell it's a lighthouse. Yeah, and then inside, I think you just had the collection area. Definitely was working. I think that's the only iron farm I've ever made in any Minecraft world, also. But yeah, it's pretty actually small here. But yeah, this path here, I believe, led to my storage room. Oh no, this led to my enchanting room. Pretty cool. This, by the way, is one of my favorite color schemes ever in Minecraft, and I always mean to build with it more, especially clay blocks. Something about clay blocks I am in love with, and I never use them enough, but they're such a unique color. I feel like they're totally underused in building. But yeah, something about clay blocks. Not only with these with this color palette, but I used clay blocks in one of my builds in my current world as well, and yeah, I don't know, it's a great block. But anyways, that might be just about it for what's on this island. I think this was going to be some sort of big shrine, as you can tell by the little shrine entrance there. And this, I have no idea. A half broken or burned building into a dock. Yeah, pretty cool island. And then over here, this was Samwise's little vacation home. Also super detailed. Really amazing. Little campfire there. Let's take a look inside. Just a cute little area, little journal there. Yeah, and I think he also built this pirate ship over there. And I think he was going to make this into a whole pirate area, but I don't believe anything else got built besides this. But really cool looking nonetheless. Really awesome. Okay, let's head back to the Nether Hub and see what is next. Okay, a long nether tunnel journey away, and I made it to one of my favorite builds on this world, and this is a Blackstone Castle that my wife built, which is super awesome. This was like her first big build, and I remember being super impressed with it, especially inside here. She has a lot of really cool detail in it. I think she had little hidden secrets in here as well, like something back there. All sorts of stuff. I think all of these towers they're all fully decorated and stuff as well. And yeah, this was just a really impressive build. I think this was a secret back here. Yep. And I'm remembering now part of this castle was related to another quest. I know, surprise, surprise, that I made involving a little village. The build isn't very cool, but a little village that is over here. And yeah, that's it right here. But yeah, something I honestly don't even remember what the story was for any of these quests, but something where you would find a secret over there. You'd come to the town, and then I had a whole bunch of these lecterns that had people's little stories, and you had to gather information at the town here based on all the different people you'd find. I think there was something there. Somewhere there was another NPC that I made. Maybe it was in here. Yeah, there's an NPC. So yeah, that was really fun. Which a lot of the ideas that I came up with for these type of quests is pretty much what inspired me to make the Emporium in the current world that I'm working on, which is my big project. And yeah, it's basically just a giant glorified quest like that. But yeah, anyways, this castle, super awesome. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have this enormous base here from Jonah, and this was his town that he had made, which looks really awesome. I came from this nether portal here. I had to turn down my volume quite a bit because apparently there's an unfinished raid that has been at this base for who knows how long, surely years at this point. But yeah, let's take a look starting over at the edge of his base over here. He had a huge bee sanctuary, which is really fun. I think there's bees roaming around in there as well as a proper bee farm set up to get lots of honey and honeycomb. Over here, I don't remember what these buildings are, but it looks like there's little farms underneath them. But really cool architecture. Storage room. I'll just kind of I feel like this is the type of base I should just do a slow fly through of. I don't really have too much commentary on any of it. I do remember down here there's a whole little water area, I believe. I might be mistaken and be wasting my time down here, but oh, this is what I was thinking of, the water treatment facility. Yes. Just a cool little aesthetic thing that Looks like where they would be, filtering the city's water and stuff like that. Really awesome. There's also these tree houses up here. And I got to give props to Jonah for always building just really expansive cities. He's always just building another building, another building, another building, and it makes for these really cool cityscapes. I believe this was a trading hall. There you go. Oh, with all the villagers, of course. It almost looks like a college campus or something. That's a really nice storage room. A windmill. I think over here there was originally going to be a big temple that he was going to make. Unfortunately, never got finished. He had a lot of gold blocks too. I mean, clearly from that alone. But I think over here, yeah, he had a big central building with a gold dome there, and a big bell here out of gold. Little marketplace here, really awesome. And I think this is probably the last build, I guess here. We'll do this one first. Little storage room. I mean, farm room. Box there, cute. Really fun. Okay, and now we'll go in this build because I know this one is pretty decorated inside. Cool reflection pool out front. And I believe it is a library, yes, where he kept all of his enchanted books. And yeah, really cool looking. Very awesome. Let's see if there's any thing upstairs in here. Is this an elevator? Good old scaffolding elevator. Oh, this just inside the dome. Cool. Well, in that case, I think that is basically everything from this world. Thank you if you stuck around this long. I yeah, probably missed some things in this world. It's been so long since I've been on it that I surely missed something, but I definitely got all of the main builds. Sorry again for my voice. I'm sick, so if my voice has been weird and cracking a lot, that's why. Yeah, not sure what else to say, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will say if you have any other interest in this type of world tour video, I love making them. I love exploring different worlds. It's easy when it's a world like this that I contributed to. And previously I had asked if any viewers have worlds that they have made that they want to be shown off on my channel. Invite me to your realm and I'll gladly tour your realm, and if it's cool I'll make a video on it. But yeah, if you made it that far into this video and have that interest, definitely send me your worlds. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'm rambling at this point. I will see you all in the next video, which will probably be a regular Let's Play video. So I will see you all then. Bye.